Da Nang or Bali, which one's better for digital nomads in 2025? Both are popular spots in Southeast Asia, and for good reason. They've got great weather, reliable internet, and a lifestyle that doesn't cost a fortune. But even with all that in common, the day-to-day reality in each place feels really different. And if you pick the wrong one for your style, it's easy to end up feeling stuck somewhere that just doesn't click. So in this video, we're breaking down what it's really like to live in both. We'll cover what kind of place you can rent, what the food scene's like, how easy it is to get around, and which one has better visa options for nomads. So by the end, you'll have a clear sense of which one fits your lifestyle better. We're going to kick things off by talking about housing, since that's usually the first thing you sort out when setting up in a new place. In Da Nang, most digital nomads go for small studios or one-bedroom apartments. They're usually modern, nicely decorated, and come fully furnished with good lighting, AC, and a proper kitchen setup. Almost all of them include cleaning once or twice a week, and the Wi-Fi is fast and stable, so working from home is easy. You can find a basic place starting around $250. And if you want something more central or nicely designed, it'll run you up to about $400. Bali, on the flip side, offers way more variety when it comes to places to stay. You can find cheaper spots, like guest houses starting at about $200 a month, but those are usually really basic. If you're after more comfort, villas are where Bali shines. They're more spacious, often come with private pools, lots of natural light, and they just feel more open. But that kind of setup usually runs you around $1,000 a month or even more. So even though Bali's price range technically starts lower, Da Nang tends to give you more value. With less money, you can get a fully equipped modern studio that's ready to go. In Bali, you'll probably have to spend quite a bit more to get to that same level. Another big part of daily life is food, and both places have their own style when it comes to what you eat and how much it costs. In Da Nang, local dishes are not just cheaper, but they're also generally healthier. You'll see Vietnamese staples like pho and banh mi everywhere, usually between $1.50 and $2. In Bali, a local dish like nasi goreng is in the same ballpark price-wise, especially if you eat at warungs. Those are the small family-run local joints. The food's a bit heavier and more fried, but because Bali has a strong fitness scene and a big vegan and vegetarian community, you'll also find plenty of cafes serving healthier, plant-based stuff. Just expect to pay a bit more there, usually between $3 and $5 depending on what you order. When it comes to international food, Bali takes the lead by far. The variety and number of global restaurants is on another level, and you'll find great options in nearly every major area. Da Nang also has decent international food, but it's just more limited overall. A burger or pizza in either city will generally cost you around $8 to $10. So yeah, both spots are great for eating well on a budget. If you're after healthy local meals and lower prices, Da Nang might be the better pick. But if you want more variety, especially when it comes to international food, Bali's the one that stands out. Getting around works pretty similarly in both cities, but there are a few key differences. In Da Nang, you can get around by scooter or car, and both are pretty straightforward. Most nomads go with a scooter because it's the most convenient way to get around. Electric scooters are especially popular, and they typically go for around $70 a month. If you plan on driving, just be ready because traffic can feel pretty chaotic at first. Drivers don't really follow rules. Turn signals are rare, people drive the wrong way all the time, and whoever honks first kind of gets the right of way. But weirdly enough, it all kind of works. In Bali though, riding a scooter is basically your only real choice because the traffic is both chaotic and super congested. You'll deal with constant jams, especially around places like Canggu and Seminyak. A lot of the roads are narrow, have potholes, and just aren't in great shape. You can technically order a car ride through Grab or Gojek, but there's a good chance you'll just end up stuck in traffic. So even if you're using a ride app, you're probably hopping on the back of a motorbike. Rides are cheap though. A short scooter ride usually costs about $1 to $2. And if you'd rather drive yourself, renting a scooter will run you between $60 and $100 a month depending on the model. So yeah, both cities have their own brand of chaotic traffic, but the big difference is that in Da Nang, you've got the option to skip the bike if you want. In Bali, you'll probably end up on one. Whichever city you pick, if you're planning on riding a scooter, having travel medical insurance is one of those things you really don't want to skip. Personally, I recommend Safety Wing. It's built for people like us, digital nomads, long-term travelers, anyone moving from place to place. It covers things like motorbike accidents, medical emergencies, lost luggage, and even travel delays. You can sign up after you've already left your home country, and it works in over 180 countries. It's super easy to get started and flexible enough to fit wherever your trip takes you. So if you're looking to travel with peace of mind, scan the QR code on screen or hit the link in the description to get covered with Safety Wing today. Shifting over to the work side of things, a solid setup is essential when you're living somewhere as a digital nomad. In Da Nang, the Wi-Fi in most studios and hotels is fast and stable, and the apartments usually have a desk or a good table setup so you can work comfortably right at home. That means you don't really have to use co-working spaces unless that's the kind of work vibe you prefer. There are some co-working spots, especially in the An Tung area, but the scene's pretty quiet. There's not much of a networking culture. It's really just about having a solid space to get stuff done. In Bali, it's a bit different. A lot of the cheaper guest houses don't have great Wi-Fi, so a lot of people end up using co-working spaces instead. Canggu and Ubud have a ton of them, and they're more than just places to work. They're also community hubs where you'll find events, networking, and plenty of other nomads. Most places offer monthly plans that start at around $100 to $150. So if you're more of a home office kind of person, Da Nang is probably going to work better. But if you like the co-working community feel and enjoy meeting others while you work, Bali definitely has the edge. Now let's talk about fitness. In Da Nang, most gyms are on the basic side, but they've got the essentials. You'll usually find a few machines, some free weights, and enough space for a decent workout. Memberships are cheap too, around $10 to $15 a month. And if you're into outdoor workouts, the beach is perfect. There's a long flat stretch along the water that's great for running, and the ocean's usually calm enough for a swim. Bali is a little different. Running outside's not really an option. The roads are tight and there's not much space to jog without dodging traffic, so most people end up hitting the gym. The good news is that even the more affordable gyms are well equipped. You're looking at $15 to $20 a month at most places, and you'll get solid gear, AC, and a clean spot to train. So both cities make it easy to stay active. Da Nang gives you beach access and cheaper gyms. Bali's got better gyms overall, but fewer outdoor exercise options. When it comes to things to do, Bali wins. The island's packed with stuff to check out. You've got waterfalls, temples, rice terraces, volcano hikes, and tons of beaches. The list just keeps going. You could stay there for 3 months and still have something new to explore every weekend. It really does feel like there's always something going on. Da Nang's got some cool spots too, like the Marble Mountains, Suncha Peninsula, and Bana Hills with that famous Golden Bridge. You've also got Hoi An nearby, a great little town to visit, especially in the evenings, but overall, the list of attractions is shorter, and you can cover most of them in a couple of weeks. The vibe in Da Nang is more about beach time and relaxing in cafes, so if you're into a chill, steady rhythm or just want a peaceful base, Da Nang might be a better fit. But if you want variety, adventure, and something new around every corner, Bali's the one. But more than beaches and attractions, it's the people that make a place feel right. And here the vibe changes quite a bit between the two. In Bali, there's a huge digital nomad crowd. People come from all over to live, work, and connect with others doing the same thing. You've got weekly meetups and networking events. It's super easy to meet people. Da Nang is coming up, but the scene's still a lot smaller. You'll find a few events and meetups, but it's way more low-key. English isn't as common outside of expat zones, and locals tend to be more reserved, so making new friends can take a bit more time and effort. If community's a big deal for you, Bali definitely has more to offer. Of course, none of this means much if you can't stick around, so it's important to understand how the visa situation works in each place. Vietnam's great for short stays. Most nationalities get in visa-free for 30 to 45 days, or they can apply for an e-visa that gives up to 90 days. After that, you've got to leave the country and come back, which can get annoying if you're trying to stay long-term. There's no digital nomad visa yet, so most people end up doing visa runs. Bali's a bit more flexible. You can start with a 30-day tourist visa for $35 and extend it once, or go for the B211A visa, which gives you 60 days to start and can be extended up to 6 months through an agent. It costs more upfront, around $300 to $350 with fees, but you don't have to leave. If you want to stay even longer, there are 2-year options through visa agencies. So if you're only staying a month or two, Da Nang's probably the simpler and cheaper option, but for a longer stay, Bali makes it a lot easier to settle in. So which one is better in 2025? Personally, I'd say Bali fits me better. I love the lifestyle, the food, the beaches, and the overall energy of the place. A lot of people feel the same, especially with such a big, active nomad community. That said, Dunning has its strengths. It's quieter, more relaxed, and definitely easier on the wallet. It's a simple, easy place to live, and for a lot of nomads, that slower pace is exactly what they're looking for. At the end of the day, it really comes down to the kind of environment where you feel most comfortable and productive. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button so you don't miss what's next. And don't forget, if you want peace of mind while traveling, check out Safety Wing. The link's down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.